my boy, in what far part of the world? The boy I love best of all in the school. I, the teacher, the old maid, the virgin heart, who made them all my children. Did I know my boy aright? Thinking of him as a spirit aflame, active, ever aspiring. Boy, boy, for who I prayed and prayed in many a watchful hour at night. Do you remember the letter I wrote you of the beautiful love of Christ? And whether you ever took it or not, my boy, wherever you are, work for your soul's sake, that all of the clay of you and all of the dross of you may yield to the fire of you, till the fire is nothing but light. Nothing but light.
Their spirits beat upon mine like the wings of 1,000 butterflies. I closed my eyes and felt their spirits vibrating. I closed my eyes, and yet I knew wind lashes fringed upon their downcast eyes. And they turned their heads, and their clothing clung to them or fell from them in exquisite draperies. Their spirits watched my ecstasy with wide looks of starry unconcern. They looked upon my torture. They drank from it as if it were the waters of life. The rising of my soul made their spirits glint like the wings of a butterfly, softly drifting into the sunlight. And they begged for me, for life, life, life! And in taking life for myself, in seizing and crushing, like a child crushes grapes and drinks, the purple juice dripping from their palms, I fell into this wingless void, where neither red, nor gold, nor wine, nor the spirit of life unknown.
The bank broke, and I lost my savings. I was sick of the tiresome game in Spoon River, and made up my mind to run away and leave my place in life and my family. But just as the midnight train pulls up, quick off the steps jumps Martin Vise and Cully Green and begin to fight to settle their ancient rivalry with fists that sounded like the knots of clubs. Now, it seemed to me that Cully was winning when his bloody face broke into a grin of sickly cowardice, leaning on Martin and whining out, "We're good friends, Martin. You know that I'm your friend." But a terrible punch from Martin knocked him around and into a heap. And then they arrested me as the witness, and I lost my train and stayed in Spoon River to wage my battle of life to the end. Oh, Cully Green, you're my savior. You, so ashamed and droopy for years, loitering aimlessly around the streets, tying rags around your festering soul, who failed to fight it out.
I had just turned 21, and Henry Phipps, the Sunday school superintendent, made a speech in Bildwell's Opera House. "The honor of the flag must be upheld," he said, "whether it be assailed by a barbarous group of Tagalogs or the greatest power in Europe." And we cheered and cheered the speech, and the flag he waved as he spoke. And I went to war in spite of my father, and I followed the flag until I saw it raised by a rice field near Manila. And there were the flies, poisonous things, and the deadly water, and the cruel heat, and the sickening, putrid food, and the smell of the trench just back of the tents where the soldiers went to empty themselves, and the horrors that followed us full of syphilis. And their measly acts amongst ourselves or alone, and bullying, hatred, degradation among us, and nights of loathing, and days of fear, until the hour of the charge through the steamy swamp. Till I fell with a scream, shot through the guts. Now there's a flag over me in Spoon River. A flag. A flag.
Maurice, weep not. I am not here under this pine tree. The balmy air of spring whispers through the sweet grass. The stars sparkle, the whippoorwill calls. But thou grievest. Oh, my soul lies rapturous in the blessed nirvana of eternal light. Go to the good heart that is my husband, who broods on what he calls our guilty love. Tell him that my love for you, no less than my love for him, brought out my destiny. That through the flesh, I won spirit, and through spirit, peace. There is no marriage in heaven, but there is love.
We quarreled that evening, for he was 65 and I was 30, and nervous and heavy with a child whose birth that I dreaded. I thought over my last letter ever written to me by that estranged young soul whose betrayal of me I concealed by marrying that old man. So I took the morphine and sat down to read. Across the blackness that came over my eyes, I still see the flickering light of these words even now. And Jesus said unto them, Verily I say unto thee, thou shalt be with me in paradise.
From Bindle's Opera House to Broadway is a great step, but I tried to take it. My ambition fired when 16 years of age, seeing East Lynne played here in the village by Ralph Barrett, becoming a romantic actor who enthralled my soul. True, I trailed home, a broken failure, when Ralph disappeared in New York, leaving me alone in the city. But life broke him also, for in this place of silence there are no kindred spirits. How I wish dews could stand amid the pathos of these quiet fields and read these words.